What's going on, Panthers Nation? It's Aaron Duncan here, back again with another video. And today, it's April 5th. May seem like an insignificant date, but it is actually the 1-year anniversary from the Sam Darnold trade. Yes, the trade that seemed to have put our fan base into a weird predicament. Here we are 1 year later, and the situation, it was a head scratcher at the time, and this is still a head scratcher now. And now we're dealing with the fallout and the consequences. And in this video today, we're going to just look back at all the things that the fallout from it. And just 1 year later, where the Panthers are, kind of a little bit where the Jets are right now, and what went wrong and what we probably should have done. And we're starting right now. What up, though? Once again, my name is Aaron Duncan here with the Necessary Blunt and Sports Talk, recap and analysis of the NFL, in particular the Carolina Panthers. So if you want to see more videos about the Panthers, go ahead and subscribe button down below and the bell icon. That way you get a notification every time I drop a video, because I got film breakdowns, analysis, live streams, and stuff like that about the Panthers. Crazy offseason's coming up. It's almost draft time, so make sure you guys are subscribed, stay up to date on all the news and updates. But 1 year later, we're talking about Sam Darnold. Now, we know the infamous trade. We pretty much got fleeced by the Jets. We traded a second, a fourth, and a sixth for Sam Darnold. Not only did we do that, we doubled down on the Sam Darnold deal. And we gave him the fifth-year option. Hindsight, they said they wanted to instill confidence in Sam, that they felt like they needed to give him that deal of $18 million guarantee, just to make sure that they knew that he knew that they were all in behind him. And it played out pretty much just how I expected. I know a lot of people in this fan base and the Matt Rule truthers want to say that, hey, he played in a bad situation with the Jets, with Adam Gase. Ryan Tannehill did great as soon as he left Adam Gase. Joe Brady is a way better offensive coordinator, and he'll be able to get the best out of Sam Darnold because he's going to have better weapons, and Christian McCaffrey and DJ Moore. I was never sold. And the beauty of having a YouTube channel, you have the receipts. And I want to play my receipt about my thoughts about this fan base and their choice to pick Sam Darnold. Let's go ahead and play it. Replace him with another guy who's unproven, that's going to need to develop. You're hitching your wagon and attaching yourself at the hip to Sam Darnold, a guy who said he was seeing ghosts, a guy who has shaky decision-making at times and shaky footwork. Granted, you're trying to rescue him from the dumps, but what have you proven as a coach that shows that you can turn water into wine, or
Facts.
turn chicken salad from chicken doo-doo? Well, what have you proven? What has Joe Brady done as a guru that everybody thinks he is to take guys from that down in the dumps to making him a great quarterback? Not saying that it can't happen, but what audacity do these guys have? Because they targeted Dwayne Haskins earlier. They were going to try to do the same thing. They were trying to rescue and get the most out of Dwayne Haskins, whose career is pretty much over. So the audacity and the balls that this coaching staff has to be able to think they have the confidence to make this happen versus being aggressive and going to get the guy that you really want. And for the fact that they were the only person interested in Sam Darnold and they ended up giving 3 picks, according to Ian Rappaport, the Panthers were the only and the best offer. It just wasn't good enough for the Jets, so they kept inching the offer up, and then adding that second-round pick finally ended up putting them over the top. And that sucks, because had we got Sam Darnold for a 4 and a 6, I probably wouldn't have felt bad about it. But having to add a second on top of that when you were bidding against yourself, it sounds stupid and it sounds desperate. Were you that desperate really to get rid of Teddy Bridgewater that you needed to bet against yourself and put 3 picks in there for Sam Darnold, an unproven quarterback who possibly has some meat left on the bones because of the upside of what we think he can do once he gets rid of Adam Gase? But you're still in the world of hurt, because I don't think David Tepper will let Matt Rule survive if these next 2 seasons aren't turned around. Woo, man. Now, to be fair, the only thing I was wrong about is I didn't think Matt Rule would survive, but time's still to tell. I said the 2 years he wouldn't survive, so this year is on the hot seat. I thought we could get a lineman in the draft. We got Brady Christensen, who looks to be a solid piece, but not what we expected. And to also come back, we did hear reports that San Francisco initially offered a first-round pick for Sam, but the Jets didn't want to do it because they weren't sure about Zach Wilson. But at the time when they made the deal, the Panthers were bidding against themselves. They were. And I'm a Scott Fitterer fan, but if you were involved in making that offer, that's stupid. You're dumb as you look. I don't know if Matt Rule was just driving the bus at that time because it was just so early. that Scott Fitter just got there. But at the same time, it's not a good look at all. And like I said, were you that desperate to get rid of Teddy Bridgewater? Was Teddy that bad to the point that you had to outbid yourself to get Sam Darnold? And now look at where we are now. Because the Jets, they ended up getting the quarterback that they wanted. Granted, the jury is still out on Zach Wilson. But at the same time, you dump Sam Darnold off. You actually got your guy that you wanted, and you got multiple picks for somebody that really didn't deserve to be worth a second by itself. You heard what I said about a fourth and a sixth, maybe. I even alluded back to the Carson Wentz trade in that video. And even now that was a bad trade, it still looks a lot better than the Sam Darnold trade. Nevertheless, where are the Panthers now? Because they don't have a second pick. They traded that third round pick, obviously, for C.J. Henderson. In my opinion, that's not a terrible trade. Third round pick for a first round talent at corner. It's okay. But now in hindsight, when you don't have a pick after the first round until round 4, especially when you still have a lot of holes to fill, it looks pretty bad. And now you're still trying to get rid of Sam. You were all in on Deshaun Watson. What is the plan B? Because Sam Darnold was plan B last year. You were all in on Matt Stafford. Is it Jimmy G? Is it a draft? Like I said before, this coaching staff and regime has been defined by plan B. You didn't want to keep Cam Newton after coming off injury. Fine. I understand the situation was tough. You went with Teddy Bridgewater. Try to get Matt Stafford the following year. He shafted you for good reason, obviously. You decided to go get Sam Darnold. That was your plan B, Sam Darnold? Because nobody else wanted to come? You could have just kept Teddy if you want to pay him off for 3 years. But now you give him the 5th-year option to Sam Darnold, and now you want him out of the paint too. So what is going to happen? A lot of fans want to say they should just lay in the bed that they made, but they're trying to win. If their job's on the line, they're not going to just do some moral lesson and just take their losses and take the L. No, they're trying to keep their jobs. They're going to do whatever they can to improve the quarterback position and improve this roster overall. But the move that you made to get Sam Darnold really hamstrung you. Now, what do? Do you go into the draft in this top 6 pick and draft a quarterback, neglecting the offensive line or maybe an elite edge rusher that may be there? This is what Sam Darnold has done for you because you made all these moves, you lost your assets, and you're still in the same spot that you were last year. You didn't get any better at the quarterback position. It sucks, but this is where we are. So like I said, the same thing applies to Matt Rule. This is going to be a make or break year. What they do going forward, in my opinion, is going to make or break. But I know that pressure is on. You can feel it. There's unrest in the fan base, loss of confidence in the fan base. I'm sure the teammates, they don't believe in Sam Darnold. He's going to possibly get another coach fired. You got him another offensive coordinator, taking them pretty much to the gallows. Sam Darnold is a coach killer. He's a coach killer. This will be what, his 4th, 5th offensive coordinator? I mean, at a certain point, the quarterback is the problem. You saw what happened with Jameis. They gave him new coaches, new offensive coordinators. It didn't make a difference. They ended up getting rid of Jameis and upgrading to Tom Brady, obviously. That's a no-brainer. But at a certain point, it's not the coaches and the staff and the personnel. It's the player. And I think it is the player. And it's just unfortunate that we're stuck with this cap hit, making him damn near untradeable. We gave up multiple mid-round picks that we could definitely use to develop the roster. First-round picks are sexy and cute, but those mid-round picks are what really fill out your roster and develop your team. The Panthers have been notorious for capitalizing with second-round picks, but they don't have one this year. So what do you do to try to do to recover that? That'll be the telltale, and we'll see how it plays out. But 1 year later, we're still being haunted by the ghost of Sam Darnold's past because he's still the ghost of Sam Darnold present. And as time goes by week, it's seeming like it's going to be more and more likely that he's going to be the week 1 starter. Whether it's we draft a young quarterback and they have a competition, they bench the rookie until they feel like he's ready and let Sam just get thrown to the wolves. Or they don't go quarterback and they let Sam Darnold just rock it out and they build the rest of the roster and just play out this last year because they can't find anybody to trade with and they don't go get a vet. But like I said, day by day, week by week, it's seeming more and more likely that Sam Darnold could be the starter. And it makes me sick to my stomach just thinking about it. You guys let me know down below in the comments how you felt at the time about the Sam Darnold trade when it happened. Were you wrong? Were you right? Did you agree with everything I said? Do you remember that video that I posted about that? Let me know down below in the comments. But without further ado, I'm Aaron Duckett signing off for the Necessary Blunt Sports Talk. I'll see you next time. Peace.